Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to That's Football. Enough is enough. You might have to fasten your seatbelts again because I'm not happy on this Sunday morning as we review the Premier League so far, but we also discuss, it's 2024 and the laziness around punditry in the UK it just goes from one level to another and it's down. I just cannot believe what I've just seen this morning. I just can't believe it. I walked outside and there was this big festering turd. Right, or no? I was watching Match of the Day, and I don't normally watch Match of the Day. I don't know how you consume your football because I normally will. I actually prefer, Sky do the little 3-minute videos of the on YouTube of the. I love it. I love it because you get all the highlights and you don't have to listen to the crap punditry, which is subjective, filling your head with nonsense. But this morning I just woke up and I put it on and they had the Chelsea game on and they just finished speaking to Marco Silva saying it was a red card, and they go to the panel and they ask, Lineker asks Micah Richards, is it a red card or, did they get it right? And Micah Richards says, not for me. I think, slowing it down makes it look worse. There's not enough, it's not reckless and there's not enough, there for it to be a yellow card. Well, I'm like, oh my God, they're absolutely going to bury him for that. The other pundit, can't remember what his name. Not for me, not a yellow card. And Lineker sort of goes, yeah, I think we can all agree on that. And I thought, oh my God, the money you get paid, Lineker, to present that show and the amount of stuff you shout on social media about, justice and this, that and the other. And you've absolutely failed. Who's the producer on that show? You've absolutely failed. What do you do over Christmas? Just think, let's just coast through 2024. Where's your standards? Absolutely. It does need calling out. It's not good enough. I pay a license fee. I hope some of you do. Maybe you don't. But that's not good enough. That was a brilliant bit of content they've missed through laziness. Somebody, whether it's Lineker or the other pundit, should have said, I disagree with you, Mika. You know what? I get it. But we've got to view this as presenters with responsibility, and we can't be weak. We've seen Gusto sent off for that before. We've seen Curtis Jones sent off for that before. We've seen Basuma sent off for that before. That's a red card, Mika, because you're not in charge of the PGMOL. You might think it shouldn't be a red card, but it is a red card, and we must be consistent as presenters and broadcasters and challenge it, because that is a shocking decision in football, and it is a shocking decision to Fulham, and it is a shocking decision for every other club this season that's had a red card given for that or less. That is a red card, Mika. And we can talk about slowing it down, and we can talk about the impact, and we can talk about the reckless nature of it, and we can talk about whether there was any intent. But what you think, Mika, doesn't actually matter. You can sit there and say, I don't think we should be giving red cards for that, but it is a red card. And I would agree with you on that. But that is a red card based on what we've seen this season. There is no subjectivity. There is no grey area. We've seen those red cards given. That has to be given as a red card. And therefore, we as broadcasters have to call out that incompetence and say, why is this inconsistency happening in the Premier League? And why is it impacting the integrity of the league with that inconsistency? So for Lineker then to go, I think we can all agree it's a yellow card and move on. What terribly poor broadcasting that is from the A-star standard of UK broadcasting. It's lazy. And I will call it out because, we get called out enough as fans for getting things wrong. I will call that out because it's lazy. And is that an indication of just, why Football Focus and other things are being shut down? Because actually the mainstream in certain areas has become lazy and, just picking up a paycheck, because that was a great bit of content missed. And they look at the social media world and go, how do we become more relevant? You become more relevant by actually doing your job. You might not think it's a red card, and that's interesting from a viewer's point of view that they go, I don't think we should be giving red cards for that. But don't just go, yellow card's absolutely fine, because you're completely wrong. You're factually wrong to sit there as three of you and go, I think we can all agree it was only a yellow card. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong, because red cards get given for that in this league. Now, personally, I'm with Micah Richards. I don't think that every one of those tackles should be getting a red card, because I believe, having played the game or played the, five-a-side, whatever, that when you tackle somebody, sometimes, like Curtis Jones, you tackle somebody and your foot goes over the top and it looks really bad. But if we're going to give red cards to Curtis Jones, we have to give red cards to Gusto. And that is the league we live in. And we, as football fans or broadcasters, are not there to change the rules. We have to follow the guidelines and then call them out. And that's exactly what should have happened there. My second point is where they failed again. And again, I don't know whether it's just laziness or they're all in the same gang or whatever. But football fans want more. That's why, people are watching stuff like this. Football fans want more passion. They want more opinion. And they don't want laziness. And we watched Man City last night. Brilliant. I think Man City will win the league. I've said it all season. They are the best team in the league. They've got the experience. We saw it last night. Newcastle nearly got there, but what a ball by De Bruyne. They're going to win the league because I think they'll win the league for the simple reason that Man City can go and beat everybody, whereas I think the Liverpools and the Arsenals will have days where they draw to Luton or get beat by West Ham, and that consistency of Man City will just take it away from everybody else. I think that's what will happen. I think we all think that'll happen. Get your comments on the title. But homing in again on the mainstream, I suppose, or the lack of, consistency. I watched Liverpool against Man United before Christmas. Delot hadn't been booked. Kicks the ball out, wins the throw-in. Michael Oliver says, Liverpool throw-in. He gets booked for dissent, keeps moaning about it, and then gets another yellow card and gets sent off. High profile, major decision, little bit over top, massively over top from Michael Oliver. Since then, I've seen a penalty given to Man City, which the referee wasn't going to give, and they're swarming around him. No, that's absolutely fine. And I've seen yesterday, Rodri and Kovacic, both on yellow cards for a long period of time, consistently going up to the referee, waving their hands about not getting corners, this, that, and the other. And we apparently, again, I don't agree with Delot getting sent off. I don't agree with the Tomiyasu sending off when he was time wasting. I don't agree with those things. But the reason the PGMOL do it is because they want to increase respect for referees in the game. They want to reduce time wasting. So why don't you do it in a game of that magnitude against Man City? Because they're the worst offenders for dissent. It's encouraged by Pep Guardiola. He encourages his teams. He did it at Barcelona. He did it at Bayern Munich. He did it at Man City. He's one of the biggest offenders. He encourages his players to surround the referee because you know what? If you surround the referee, you will influence decisions. So the PGMOL are going, yeah, good one, Michael Oliver, for sending Delot off in the last minute at Anfield. Win situation. Send off a Man United player at Anfield. No one's going to moan about that. You got the crowd on your side. Doing it in a title pivotal game between Newcastle and Man City with 20 minutes to go. Oh no, don't do that. That's too far. Do it at Anfield in the last minute. You'll get away with it, but don't do it there. But no one says anything about it. And I'm obviously very bitter. I don't want Man City to win the title. I'm a Man United fan. I don't like Man City. We all know that. But I also can remove those red tinted glasses and look at a situation and go, the PGMOL, again, are trying to increase respect for referees. They have a prime example to do it. And it's not like it doesn't happen every week. A Man City player needs sending off because they do it all the time. They're the worst at doing it. And I know other clubs do it. And Delot's took his medicine. And there has been other dissent yellow cards that we've seen. But we saw Palmer. Cole Palmer got one. We saw 2 yellow cards in the Chelsea game for dissent. And yet Man City get away with it all the time. Man City don't need the help of referees, by the way. They're already the best team in the world. They don't need to be getting preferential treatment on dissent when they're one of the worst offenders. But again, this would be a great topic point on Match of the Day. Nah, leave that one. We've got a train to catch. We're going out for a meal afterwards. Let's just talk about how good De Bruyne is. Yeah. Should we all just agree De Bruyne's brilliant? Yeah. King De Bruyne? Yeah. Don't talk about the yellow card stuff. I'm out for a meal with them next week. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And, people will get in the chat and they'll go, oh, stop being bitter about Chelsea and Man City. Chelsea deserved to win the game. It was a penalty. Man City deserved to win the game. They're absolutely brilliant. But there is an inconsistency in reporting and there is 100% an inconsistency in officiating, and it's going to keep happening. And I think people need to do better about it, especially when you're the main broadcaster reviewing the Premier League and you just go, yeah, I think we can all agree that's a yellow card. No, it's a red. We've seen them given. Let's not talk about how Man City get away with dissent. It's not like it's a big issue at the moment. Oh, De Bruyne. Get your comments in below. Smash a like on the video. Don't forget, I'm live on the United stand for Manchester United against Spurs later. Guarantee we'll get 3 players sent off for dissent and, you know, a load of red cards because it's United. Speak to you in a bit.